Okay, so this is my spirituality aspect of the YouTube channel, and what a great time to begin something new is Ash Wednesday. Of course, it's probably not Ash Wednesday for you in this moment as you're looking on, but it is for me today, and I thought that would be perfect to include the spirituality side of things for music. So there are a lot of parallels to music and spiritual life, and I get lots of questions about one or the other, and sometimes the combination of the two, and how I manage to balance both together or how they both work together. So, this is just the spot where I can answer those questions. And the luxury for you who are not interested in spiritual things is all of the other places on my channel where you can go and get specific answers, theory answers, artistic answers. But if you have some curiosity about spiritual things, in particular my way of doing spirituality or approaching spirituality, following Jesus Christ through Catholicism, this would be a place you could come to see, well, how does Mark measure that up or line that up with the music and the composing, the improvising, and so on. So I thought today it'd be nice to just unpack a little idea I've had over the years. It's sometimes not easy to be a Christian in society, but it's not because things are hard now. They've always been difficult for Christians. That's just the way it is. If you look at it historically, it's always the group that's in trouble or persecuted or marginalized or ridiculed more than any other group of people. So in the beginning, I wasn't a Christian. Actually, I was following different things and trying to find different answers to questions spiritual, and most of all, just kind of floating along and not knowing anything about anything at all, except I had this deep love for music. So, a parallel I discovered when I gave my life over to Jesus Christ was what I learned about hard lessons in music and art as far as being rejected or not necessarily in the mainstream. For example, when I was in high school, the music that I loved listening to was people like Charlie Parker and John Coltrane, Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, and a whole wide range of fusion musicians, jazz rock musicians. Earth, Wind, and Fire, you had the Bee Gees in there, you had Elton John, you had all kinds of groups mixed in that I loved listening to. But if I had money for an album, it was either a jazz album or a jazz fusion album and occasionally a classical album. So when I would put music on, my friends would say, "Why are you listening to that? Why don't you listen to something that people like?" And I had to really weigh that because in my heart, I was thinking, wow, I'm going to play and compose music like this one day. And 98% of the population is telling me that what I'm in love with is not what everybody else is interested in. So you have those options where you can give up what you really love to make everybody else happy and fit in if you're an artist. But we really do call that selling your soul. And for me, that wasn't an option because those musicians that I mentioned just a minute ago were so good and their delivery so powerful and their music so beautiful that it just wasn't an option for me to leave them so that I could fit in. Now, having years of experience in that type of mindset as I worked through my life and tried to compose and tried to fit in, tried to make a living in a world that prefers something else other than what I'm doing as an artist, when I found Jesus, and more to the point, he found me, and I went this direction of Catholicism, I started to realize it was exactly a parallel I had been trained for. So you can see that happening, that it's easy to actually remain loyal to someone or something if you truly love that person or that thing. So as I loved music, it was not an option for me to give up what I loved so more people would like me or like what I was doing. The same is true with my spiritual life. It's just not an option for me to give up Jesus, who I truly love and who has made me a better artist since I signed on with him. So this is something about integrity and being true to who you are that I thought would be worth starting off my spiritual channel with. Just a little piece about me when I was a kid and how it came back into play later as an adult. So I'm going to leave you with that thought. And a little extra just at the end here, because it won't always be Ash Wednesday, but it seems like it will because of the video, and this will always be present in this first one. You can think about that for yourself, and that, just maybe you don't know that God's there, but that doesn't mean he isn't. So take some time after the album and let the silence grab you and hold you and see what you come up with for your future as an artist and a spiritual person. See you soon.